MTNsports.com. This is MTN Sports Extra.
Hello everyone and welcome to the MTN Sports Extra right here on the KPAX streaming app. For the next half hour we have nothing but sports for you with some of the best high school football highlights from around the state, a preview of Saturday's Montana State football game, and much more. We'll kick our coverage off with Hellgate's game against Helena High over at Washington Grizzly Stadium.
Missoula Hellgate taking the field tonight at Washington Grizzly Stadium, hosting Helena High. The Knights back on the field for the first time in 2 weeks after having last week's matchup with Sentinel postponed due to COVID protocols.
Bengals looking to move to 3-1 on the season. Knights looking for their second victory. First quarter, no score. Bengals strike first. Caden Hewitt connects with Chase McGuiran, 42-yard score. And like that, 7-0 Helena. First possession for the Knights, not good. Jacob Swetland loses the ball. Helena High all over it. They're back in business. A few plays later, Hewitt finds Cade Schlepp from 6 yards out, and like that, it's 14-0 Bengals. After another Hellgate 3-and-out, Hewitt back to pass on first down. He decides to keep it himself. Barreling over the defender into the end zone, 15-yard score, 21-0 Helena. Still in the first, Hewitt this time airs it out to Carson Anderson. 30-yard score, 28-0 Bengals. They put up a double nickel in the first half. Bengals are at home next week taking on Sentinel, and Hellgate will host Kalispell. In Missoula, Brandon Sullivan, MTN Sports.
First drive of the game, and it's Sentinel who strikes first. Zach Cruz fakes the handoff, throws it deep out to Drew Clump, who's wide open, and he walks into the end zone. 2-point is good, and it's 8-0 Spartans. But that didn't go for long. Check out this play from Jake Rendina, seemingly stopped on 4th and 1, but he powers through, dives across the end zone for a 13-yard touchdown, and it's 8-7. Sentinel still leads. Sentinel trails 14-8 now in the second quarter, but Zach Cruz airs it out to the back of the end zone, and he finds Peyton Stevens on the 21-yard touchdown, and they go into halftime up 15-14. Glacier quickly retakes the lead in the third quarter. Gage Schleider rolls to his left, and he finds Jake Turner in the corner of the end zone. 21-15 Wolfpack in the fourth quarter. But right off the bat in the fourth quarter, it's Adam Jones from 1 yard out, and the Spartans lead 22-21. After a defensive stand, Sentinel knocking on the door again. Cruz escapes the sack, and he finds Drew Clump, who makes a few defenders miss and takes it down to the 4-yard line. And then it's Jones again. He pounds it in from 4 yards out, and just like that, Sentinel will walk away from this one with a 29-21 victory over Glacier as they improve to 3-0 while Glacier falls to 3-1. Reporting in Missoula, Kyle Hansen, MTN Sports.
Happy Friday from Vigilante Stadium, affectionately known as Vig around these parts. The Helena Capital Bruins playing host to the Missoula Big Sky Eagles. The Bruins looking to go 2-0 to start conference play. The Eagles looking for their first win in conference play. Let's get to the highlights.
Capital in the first play of the game, going for it all. Joey Michelotti hits Tom Carter in the hands, but he bobbles the pass and it hits the dirt. No matter, the Bruins take it down to the 1. Michelotti hammers it in on the sneak. Bruins up 7-0 early. Second quarter now, Michelotti hands it off to Luke Sullivan. Gonna make his way through the line and into the end zone. It's 14-0 now for the Bruins. 28-0 now. The Eagles needing a break, and they're going to get one. On the punt, Tyson Mooney ranging back, muffs it, and the Eagles able to fall on top of it. They're able to recover it in Capital territory, but the Bruins defense much too strong. Cole Soper gets a great break and hammers Caleb Wren into the dirt. The Eagles just trying to get something on the board for the half, but the field goal that's going to be attempted is blocked, and Alex Briscoe going to take it to the house for the score. The Bruins go up 35-0 at the half, and here is your final score. In Helena, Sam Hoyle, MTN Sport.
Hello everybody, Casey Conlon back at Dayla Stadium, where it's homecoming week for the Skyview Falcons as they try to climb back to 500 with a win against CMR. A couple of Little Falcons fans hoping for some fireworks tonight, but Skyview had a tough time just hanging on to the ball. Fumble on their first possession, recovered by CMR. Then on their ensuing drive, Rafe Newborough takes the Wildcat snap and goes 10 yards for the TD, 7-0 Rustlers. But the Falcons defense would strike back. Watch Trey Dye picks it off, and now he's going the other way. They can't bring him down, and he's in for the pick six to tie us back up at 7. Second quarter, Rustlers back on offense. Newbro again looks like he's walking into the end zone, but he's hit at the goal line. Ball pops loose. But the big man, David Hickman, falls on it on the end zone. 14-7 CMR, and Skyview's fumble problems were just beginning. On the punt return, Peyton Sanders trying to make something happen, but he loses it near the end of the run. CMR jumps on it. Then on offense, Jackson Simonson takes the handoff and goes 20 yards into the end zone. CMR goes on to win it. Casey Conlon for MTN Sports.
Dylan Foreman here at Memorial Stadium for the Great Falls High football game as they take on the visiting Billings West Golden Bears. Now the Bison have struggled going 0-3 heading into this one, while the Golden Bears are 2-1, but they've been firing on all cylinders the last 2 games on the backs of Caden and Taco Dowler, their most recent MSU Bobcat commits. With that being said, let's get to some first half highlights. First possession, Golden Bears grind it down the field, and Michael Balea scores from about 10 out west on top 7-0 in the early going. 3rd and 16, Isaiah Clunch, and wouldn't you know it, finds Taco Dowler deep as the Bobcat commit goes for about 70 yards, making it 14-0 in the first. Nice field position after the punt return puts Golden Bears in a good spot. Clunch finds Max Kimball on the wide receiver screen. West sticking to their game plan, getting it to their receivers in space. Right towards the end of the first, Balea is chased down by Rafe Longin. However, Balea would score the next play. Golden Bears run away with this one in the first quarter, going up 28-0. Bison finally get a stop there with coverage from Caden Orozco, but the damage is done as the Golden Bears take care of business at Memorial Stadium. And here's a look at your final score. Here at Memorial Stadium, I'm Dylan Foreman, MTN Sports.
Download our free app and take MTN Sports with you. Just search Montana Sports in the App Store or Google Play. We're back with more MTN Sports Extra.
Here in Columbia Falls, as the 2-0 Wildcats are getting ready to take on the 2-1 Libby Loggers. I talked with Columbia Falls assistant coach right before the game on how they prepared, and he said you never really know when preparing for Libby. They're always switching up their style of play, and it's size that they will have to look out for tonight. Last year, these two teams met for their 4th game of the season. The Wildcats' first possession of the game, quarterback Cody Schweikert throws it to Mark Robinson, and he takes it to the house for a 30-yard touchdown. Schweikert then follows that right up with an interception on defense and then hands it off to Isaiah Roth on the first play for a touchdown, putting the Wildcats up 14-0. Columbia Falls kicker Kai Golan, he also showed up to play tonight with a 45-yard field goal. But the first half still isn't over. Cody Schweikert isn't quite done in the first half. First drive, he throws it out to Cade Morgan with a 15-yard carry. Second down, Schweikert-Roth duo isn't quite over. Cody Schweikert throws it to Isaiah Roth for the 10-yard touchdown. Here's a look at your final score. Next week, Libby will be in Polson, and Columbia Falls has a bye week. Reporting in Columbia Falls, Alexa Belcastro, MTN Sports.
We've got some 8-man football this evening as Twin Bridges welcomes Darby for a non-conference game. Both teams sit at 2-1 as the Southern Falcons host the Western Tigers, with each team looking to walk off this field with 3 wins as we head into the heart of the season. So let's get to those highlights. Well, this game's going to evolve into the Preston Smith show soon enough, but first, a special teams play to get the Tigers rolling. Snap way over the head of Chase Fitzpatrick. He tries to get it out of there, but it's blocked and rolls back inside the right pylon. That's a safety for the Tigers. And now Smith will take it from there. 4th and 1, the senior takes it right up the gut for a 5-yard touchdown. Conversion good. Darby leads 9-0. Falcons showing sparks on offense. Connor Nye on the screen breaks a tackle, and he's off to the races for a huge gain. But that drive, like many for the Falcons tonight, fizzles out. And now the Tigers fake the jet sweep, and Smith rolls right, finds a lane on the outside, and he's going to turn on the Jets for a 50-yard touchdown run. He's got his second touchdown run, and Darby has a 15-0 lead. Final score, Tigers 31, Falcons 8. In Twin Bridges, Luke Shelton, MTN Sports.
Picking
things up at the end of the first. Anaconda punting all the way back in their end zone, and it's blocked by Aiden Warren. Dylan Camps lands on it, and it's Three Forks ball with 25 seconds left on the clock. And all it took was one offensive play. Talon McCauley drops back and airs it out to Austin Allen for a 10-yard score. Wolves up 20-0 at the half. Anaconda trying to get something going on offense in the third, but Shane Williams lets them know it's a no-fly zone as he picks off Corey Gale. That drive would end in another Three Forks touchdown with Talon McCauley finding Dylan Camps from 5 yards out. Wolves roll on, winning 33-7. And back here in Whitehall, the Eagles wasted no time taking control of this game. Off the kickoff, Cooper Christensen secures it for Fairfield and takes it 30 yards up the sideline to put them in the red zone. Eagles work their way up to the 5-yard line, and Miguel Perez punches it through up the middle for 6. On the following drive, Whitehall's Blake Becker takes the handoff and coughs it up as he tries to power his way through for a first down. Cooper Christensen lands on it, and it's Eagles ball. 4 snaps later, Miguel Perez steps on the gas and finds his way back in the end zone for a 42-yard score. Fairfield goes on to win this one, 22-14. The Eagles will look to keep their streak alive back at home next week as they host the Conrad Cowboys. Meanwhile, Whitehall will hit the road to Big Fork for their first conference game of the season. In Whitehall, Ashley Washburn, MTN Sports.
There's more action on the way when MTN Sports Extra continues after this.
Tomorrow at 1 p.m., the Montana State Bobcats football team take on the San Diego Toreros at Bobcat Stadium. 0-2 record, head coach Brent Vigen doesn't want his team to underestimate their opponent.
It's been a real consistent program. They've won countless conference titles, numerous playoff appearances, and we know that we're going to have our hands full come Saturday.
As has been shown through the first couple of weeks, anyone can get upset in college football.
Numerous examples of big wins and then big letdowns, and we got to be a team that the different team we bring each week is a better team, and not make it so much about opponent, just make it about how can we play better each and every weekend.
The Toreros have a senior tandem in the backfield led by Emilio Martinez and Terrence Smith.
Styles, I think anytime a team can throw different style of running backs at you at a pretty even rate, that's challenging.
As State has had success passing the ball, don't expect them to steer away from the run game.
I don't care if they put all 11 guys in the box. We got to figure out a way to block them. You have to. That's just part of football. So at some point during the season, we're going to have to get a yard to win the game, and it doesn't matter if they put everybody on their team. Got to be able to get it.
However, the Toreros have given up 320 passing yards per game, so expect quite a few from Matt McKay.
Accuracy is top of the list as far as his attributes. I think decision making from game 1 to game 2 improved, and that's a big part of being accurate is knowing where to go and going there on time. So like made as far as that goes.
Tune in at 5:30 and 10 o'clock tomorrow for all the highlights and post-game sound from the big game. In Bozeman, John Miller, MTN Sports.
There's more action online at montanasports.com. We're back with more MTN Sports Extra.
High school sports across Montana are now well into their fall seasons. On the volleyball court, the Sentinel boasts the best record in the Western AA, and this senior-laden Spartan team has plenty of experience together, experience that is paying dividends in the gym. The Spartans improved to 7-2 overall and 3-0 in Western AA play with a win over crosstown rival Hellgate on Tuesday evening. It's a confident bunch for Sentinel this year, which has translate into wins.
Our confidence has been up. Our practices have been pretty intense. We've been keeping a very focused mindset. Our starters from last year are still keeping a very focused and determined attitude, and I think that so far we've been getting a lot better, doing what we need to do in order to get it done.
The Spartans boast 7 seniors on this year's team and lost just 1 full-time starter from a season ago when they made the state tournament but bowed out in the quarterfinal round. That experience together is a key component as Sentinel gelled right away and took off once fall practices began.
We all played club together this past season too. I think it kind of fell into another season, just playing with each other again, and we've all been playing since we were in middle school, so I think that we definitely have a team aspect that some teams may be lacking just because they haven't been playing together long.
Going forward, it's about keeping that confidence, but not overlooking anyone, as the Spartans aim to return to the Class AA mountaintop like they did when Sentinel went back-to-back in 2016 and 2017.
We don't want to get too cocky. We want to stay confident, but we don't want to let that get to our heads because we always want to play to our potential. And there's always an opportunity for us to get better, and that's just what we want to focus on, communication, serve receive, executing a play off of an out-of-system ball. Those are skill fundamental things, but biggest is just staying confident and having the will to win.
Reporting in Missoula, Kyle Hansen, MTN Sports.
Worker scarcity across Montana has affected a variety of industries, including the sports world. High schools are seeing a statewide shortage of referees this fall, causing dozens of games to be rescheduled and even potentially canceled.
The officials that are experienced, those are officials who have worked through their ranking system. We start at an apprentice, you will work to a master official through about 5 years. So the ones that are comfortable, either certified or mastered, and have enough experience to do varsity games, that's where we're short.
To accommodate the lack of experienced referees, athletic directors across the state have been put into a frenzy, altering schedules left and right.
It's been a challenging fall for a variety of reasons. You just gotta take a deep breath and be willing to scramble things up a little bit. You gotta adapt to change.
Since 2019, MOA's number of officials for fall sports has actually seen an increase, but there's a deeper issue rooted within these numbers.
We're pleased with how our numbers are, but the problem comes to be, instead of recruiting officials, is retaining officials. Once they get past the 2-year mark, we need to keep them so that we have those experienced officials to do those games.
Mark says there's a variety of reasons why he thinks retention is so low. First and foremost, rigid work schedules, making it harder for referees to leave their 9-to-5 job for those early afternoon games.
We need to try to do as much as we can to address those issues, and part of that too is scheduling games where officials are more available instead of having a 1 o'clock JV game.
Along with COVID still being a concern, another big reason why referees are deciding to step away is because of the harassment they face from heckling parents.
And that's where we're hoping that our administration is taking care of that, so that our host administration makes sure that those things don't happen, and we want to make sure that officials don't ever have to put up with that kind of behavior.
And despite that referee shortage, the MOA says they feel like they have enough to get through the fall. However, the winter may be a different story. They're specifically looking for basketball referees, so if you're interested in becoming one, information can be found on our website at montanasports.com. In Bozeman, Ashley Washburn, MTN Sports.
More action on the way when MTN Sports Extra continues after this.
Thanks again for joining us tonight on the KPAX streaming app for the MTN Sports Extra. For even more highlights, results, and more, head over to montanasports.com. Have a great weekend, everyone.